Good morning, my friends. You are in my dining room, and I just wanted to show you these beautiful plumeria. Some of them have been laying out on the grass. Well, they've all been laying out on the grass, but some have been laying out there for a few days. But they're so pretty, and I went out there in the dark. It was 5:30 when I was out there in the pitch dark trying to pick these up off the lawn, and I think I got a couple bites while I was out there. But I'd do anything for you guys. Anyway, I thought these were really pretty, and they will be weighed afterwards and probably fed to the worms because they are edible by humans. And the way I've seen them prepared is they do like a tempura. They dip it in a batter and then deep fry them. And from what I understand, they're quite delicious. But I just thought I would start this out a little different today. This is my week 15 of the recycling. And as you can see, I'm set up for it, but I kind of wanted to give you a little closer view of, we have coffee grounds here and coffee filters, eggshells that are just crumbled, and then behind it we have ones that are pulverized that if you want to give it to your worms or your chickens, back to your chickens, or you want to sprinkle it on the ground. This is shrimp shells that I've pulverized, and I feed those to the worms because they add chitin, which is very good in building calcium in your body and for strength. The fruit pile here, I get at least this much for each week from our fruit bowls that we have each morning, and strawberries and bananas. For the worms, it's a fast food and a slow food, but once it's been frozen, it really breaks down very, very quickly. Over here, I have taken, after it was weighed, I took a banana peel, and it's being soaked in rainwater. And the rainwater will break down those bananas, but it also makes a very potassium-rich liquid that I will then put in my sprinkling can, fill it with more rainwater, and I will give that, water my plants that I want to have that need that potassium. Even your tomatoes. A lot of the times people have problems with their tomato plants and wonder why the tomato plants are getting nice and big and green and leafy, but there's no fruit off of it. And so it's the potassium and phosphorus that your plants need, the other two numbers on that 3-number bag. So, and I had to share this with you. This is the first gardenia. I have one bush that is just, oh gosh, I wish I could give you smell-o-vision. It's just between that and the plumeria, this room is just, it's dripping in fragrance. So I'll go back with that. And one other thing, of course, you have your toilet rolls, paper towel rolls, what have you. A couple weeks ago, I showed you a can of peas, and we talked about the liquids that come off of your canned vegetables. And if you have no salt added, that's great to add to your worms. If you have it, if you don't have worms, then put it out in your garden. I would think even if you had salt at that point, it wouldn't really, add anything to a sprinkling can, and I think you're safe. But I had one other tip that I wanted to give you, and that was something like your frozen vegetables. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when we do our chopped spinach, it's a plain chopped spinach. And so I drain that afterwards, because then either we have it as it is, or I might just add a little bit of milk to it, or mix it in with something. And I don't want all the water that came with it, because I want a richer sauce, or I want a richer whatever I'm making. So that water also could be added back into your soil, whether you whether you're going to weigh it or not. So anyway, I will stop it there. I think it shows pretty much what we're going to do, and I will just set this up just a moment. Be right back. Good morning. Here I am. Okay, I've given you everything, all the goodies that we add. This is a 1,000 pound challenge that I'm doing for the year 2023, and it's a matter of fruits and veg, skins, egg shells, shrimp shells, coffee filters. I've told you to use these coffee filters at the base of your pots if you decide you're going to throw it away, or if you don't have a compost pile or worms or whatever. So there's always different ways of using things. If you've got leaves, you can use your leaves. You know, these are all things that I was throwing away in the past. My Drake elm leaves, that's a huge tree out there, I've probably gotten 60 pounds at least, leaves that I'm slowly feeding my worms. If I weren't feeding my worms, I would actually have taken them and put them around the base of my plants on top of cardboard to suppress the weeds. So there's all sorts of ways to use things that you just have to think about. The main thing that I'm just so thankful is grass clippings. And I have a neighbor up the street who is just getting back into starting his grass. I'm in Central Florida, if this is your first time. So during the winter, we kind of slow down, and grass might get cut once a month, or some people let it go a little bit longer. If you hire a service, they usually come out like every 2 weeks to keep it looking neat. But my neighbor cuts his own grass, as do we. And so he was really our big weight this week. Some of the other things that we are collecting to count as recycling is when you sweep your floors, whether it's in your vacuum or your dustpan. You can give that to your worms. If you're not giving it to your worms, give it to your compost. If you live in an apartment, collect it. You can use it as part of your soil. It all adds back into it, and it will keep it from your landfill. So anyway, without further ado, I don't want to make this a long one this week, but here we are. We're in the full second week we've completed our second week of April. Friday was my birthday, so it was kind of very nice. Rick gave me a birth week. We do that for each other. And so I won't say I was playing hooky, but it was a little lighter week, and Friday we took off, so there was no hedge trimming, nothing along those lines. But Brian did cut his grass, and he has, wow, it was 37 pounds. That was a lot. And we cut our grass, and it came out to almost 7 pounds. So our lot is much smaller. I have a lot more plants and things going on. His is mainly a lawn. And so anyway, without further ado, it came to 49 pounds, 10.6 ounces. This is the 15th week we've just finished. So after 15 weeks, I'm up to 357 pounds, 8.1 ounces. So I'm way over what my projected amount would be, and so I'm thrilled. I'm finally going. I think I'll make the 1,000 pounds, and I'm sure I think I'll make the 1,000 pounds, and I am feeling more confident about it, even though the end of the year for us is pretty dry and what have you. So without further ado, I will say I hope everybody has a great week, and that you will follow along. As I said, this is week 15. We're chugging along. We're doing what we should. My new thing to add will be all the bloom heads as they die off, or as I feed them to the worms. I think they will thoroughly enjoy them. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great Sunday, and give somebody a hug. That's the important thing. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon. I hope you'll garden what you've got, and I hope you'll come back and see me again. I especially hope you'll watch this. So take care. Bye-bye.